Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing okay because Bitcoin is not. Right now we're going to do some technicals and we're just going to talk about why Bitcoin's falling and what's going to happen over the next few days because unfortunately, if you guys saw the news last night, there was a couple, barrages, some artillery fire between some areas in Ukraine. And what that showed me, and I'm believing you guys as well, is that Bitcoin will not do well if Russia invades Ukraine. That, uncertainty will spread away from the stock market into the crypto market, and we've already seen that over the last 24 hours. Let's look at the 15-minute chart. We saw the news actually last night cause a dip. Things got better. But as the morning came up and American news media started ramping up the story like, oh my gosh, here we go, you saw the price pretty much have a mini drop, so to speak. It's not looking too good right now. We have a major stop loss coming for a lot of us. This is one of my stop losses here. If we break down, I'm going to sell about 50% of all my positions. Swing trade positions, excuse me. And then from there, I'll give it a little bit more time to see if we can hold on to this last-ditch effort to hold. What I have these two trend lines on here for is the first one is by wicks. This is the more standard way we draw our trend lines. This one is less aggressive, and it uses the bodies of the candles and not the wicks themselves. So maybe we fall down below here. I'm still going to sell because if you look on this daily chart, we're going to be breaking down below the 50 and the 20. That's going to be one ugly candle. I want you guys to understand that. When we break down below moving averages, it's not a fun time, and we're about to break down below 2. All right? Now, we may have one less effort right here. Otherwise, we have the Fibonacci level to protect us, but that's more of a weekly Fibonacci chart, not even a daily. You can see how it kind of comes back down, but on the weekly, it's still been holding up as a pretty good level of resistance for us. So I'm hoping it'll stay as a good level of support around 36,352. Keep that in mind, okay, guys? But if Russia does invade Ukraine, I'm expecting a bloodbath to happen on Bitcoin. I'm hoping I'm wrong here, but just from looking at this, Bitcoin's down about 5%. And it was just a few artillery barrages. What happens when there's actual full-scale war between Russia and Ukraine? What happens if another country like Belarus gets sucked into it? There's a whole bunch of bad scenarios that can happen here, which will lead to a lot of uncertainty. So guys, just a little PSA, be very aware of what the price of crypto is doing. And I don't really like the mainstream media, any of the big conglomerate networks. It's okay to pay attention to them. We really do need to be watching to see what happens with Ukraine because as soon as there's a battle, as soon as the first shot goes off, you're going to most likely see a massive drop in Bitcoin prices. Everybody panics out of it. Be very careful. My dog's right here trying to get little scratches. Be very, very careful over the next few days. It shouldn't come over the next... it shouldn't come until the weekend, I expect, mostly because if you guys remember, the media kind of stopped talking about this. Xi Jinping called Vladimir Putin and asked, hey, do your invasion thing, cool. Just wait for us to be finished with the Olympics so it doesn't overshadow our thing. I think there was some type of doping scandal that overshadowed it anyway, but I think Vladimir Putin is going to be respectful to Xi Jinping and say, hey, we'll hold off on the invasion until after the Olympics is over, which it ends this weekend. So be very aware, have all of your alerts set, have all of your stop losses set in case we start going down here more. Because even though Bitcoin is down about 4.5%, you are going to see some coins in specific drop down more than that. Link is down about 6, ICP is down 5, Engine is down about 6, STMX is down 6, DOT's down 6. There's going to be a lot of pain here, so I stress this. Things have been looking good up until now. We had a great opportunity to break out. We still do. But this war, after last night and seeing how the market reacted to it, we could definitely be in for a rough time as far as crypto is concerned and a rough time as far as the stock market is concerned. But right now, I'll do a separate video about the stock market because we're next to support levels there, which is dangerous levels. But for now, Bitcoin, be very, very aware of what's going on. If you only look at crypto every now and again, like maybe a few times a week, you want to be checking it daily, if not hourly at this point, and you want to have some type of alert set up to make sure if war does start over this weekend or even today, less likely today, but if it does happen this weekend, you have to be aware because you will lose a lot of money if you're not plugged into what the world is doing right now, what Russia and Ukraine are doing right now. Thanks, everybody, and please consider subscribing to the channel. No war, please.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall.